you to change one position based on conversations with a few people. Changing one position will affect our entire scale. We have each position graded by responsibility, education, supervision, the complexity of the tasks, the environment they work in. There's a multiple different factors we look at when we grade a position, and each one is comparison. It's a comparison to each other position within the county. So if we change the scale on one, I would advise you to change the scale on all. And I don't think that we need to make that change. I think that we're very marketable right now. And the position that we had a vacancy on, the offer that I gave to the applicant was well within the range that that person was looking for.
So now we just have, well, where are we at the hiring for that department
I have one hiring authorization on for today.
for today? That's for the victim advocate.
That's for the advocate position, and that would leave them with one vacancy at legal secretary, and that's in the newspaper right now. It's being advertised now. It'll close next week.
Any early applicants or anything?
I haven't looked.
Yeah. And then that's it. If all the shuffling has been done, the hiring
Correct.
has been done.
Correct. We just promoted one person into the paralegal position. Two other positions have current employees in it. We have a new one starting next week, and then the one vacancy, and that would fill them up.
Out of 2025, how often were they, well, were they ever fully staffed in 2025?
Yes,
Through July.
Through July?
Correct.
Okay. And then from July to now, there's been a vacancy or two.
Yes.
Does your salary info contain Sagadahoc, Knox, and Waldo?
it contains Saginaw.
That was the only one that was referenced.
It contains Waldo also.
Good.
Did you have any other questions, David?
No, not really, so.
Okay,
I know that Saginaw just recently increased pay rates, and I think that they're struggling with competition from Cumberland.
this is the sort of thing
Yeah.
that you run into all the time. For a while, we were running into trouble with Knox.
We were pretty aggressive on our increases the last,
The last 3 years.
Several
we've been
years.
Very aggressive on the increases to stay marketable.
Just to bring it to market,
Yeah.
basically. Market
Yep.
rates. And to be competitive with the private sector.
right, historically, we've been, not just us, but county government as a whole has been under private business because the benefits have made up the difference, but we've shifted that benefit philosophy to be more competitive with private. So as you decrease the benefit availability to your employees, you need to offset it with wages, and that's really where we went the last few years. And we did it across the board on the whole scale. It wasn't just one position or another position.
So if there are no other questions, we have a call for a vote on the county budget for 2026.
Actually, before we do that, I would like to propose an amendment to the community programs and increase the allocation for one of the providers by $10,000. I think the budget committee recommended 25 for the Elder Care Network, and I propose to amend it to 35. To amend the allocation.
To increase it to what?
To 35,000, which is a difference of 10. So to community programs, increase that line by 10,000, which is would go. If I'm reading it right. 325, 772.
For that department, it would make the entire net budget, $15,324,218.
Yeah.
Would you say that again, please?
15,324,218.
And that's on the last page.
Correct, that's the very bottom number in the second column in from the.
And do you have that percent change?
Off
From
the
that,
top of my
yep.
bean, no, but I'm gonna tell you it's not gonna fluctuate enough to change
It-
that from that number,
Still gonna be 3 something. Yeah.
correct?
So there's a motion made
To amend.
to amend that. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Moved and seconded. Ready for the vote on that?
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 3-0 in favor. So that fittings that. Now,
And actually, before we continue, I know, Commissioner Gutowski, had a concern about radios at one time, is that? No.
I believe that it's included as
It's
of
included in the capital,
2 weeks ago.
So you.
both,
put it on that.
both channels, or both.
Okay,
I'm all set on that.
thank you. All set then.
okay, with that modification and the increase on the total, all in favor?
Aye.
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 3-0 in favor, so this is we approve the 2026 budget.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. The Sheriff's Department.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Chair, it looks like our jail count this morning out at Two Bridges is 156. We have 30, 18 from SAG, 34 from Knox, 50 from Penobscot, 24 from Waldo, 3 from the Marshals Service, and 8 from ICE.
Are the Waldo ones still hold over? Is that winding down?
I think the contract doesn't expire until December 31st.
Okay, so
Yeah.
another 30 days. So
Yeah, or less.
less, yeah.
Well, I'll get down.
If you don't have any questions there, I've got a myriad of animal control contract renewal recommendations for you. I assume you want to do them probably one at a time.
Yes.
And we're gonna start with the town of
Wiscasset's on.
Wiscasset.
Sorry,
Bremen. Good, because Wiscasset's not on my list.
That's right.
Um,
Nice try. though.
So you have before you a renewal contract for the calendar year 2026 for our ACO services with the town of Bremen. I think the only 2 changes in the contract are the wage increase for the ACO and the date. My recommendation would be that we approve the contract and move forward.
What's
Move to
the
approve New contract.
second? What's the what are we up to on rate for?
It's a really good question.
So I talked with Michelle, she gave me a rough guess, and I think I included. Phrase that said up to. Shall be 26, yeah, per hour plus, so, and I think we anticipate it's gonna be a little bit less than that, but that just. Put a placeholder in the contract. Getting your approval today of the.
It's about a 10-cent difference.
We have a motion
Yes.
and it's been seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 3-0. Favor of no, Bremen.
Move to approve the animal control contract renewal for town of Whitefield.
Second. Any changes there?
Same changes, Commissioner, yeah.
Okay.
We have a flat fee. At first attached on those, is that correct?
A flat fee, no, our original contracts were based on whatever the town had budgeted. So the town of Wiscasset had a very different ACO budget than the town of Alma, for example, right? So it was really originally based on the budget, and it still is really, because that's why when we send a bill monthly, the towns can call us up and say, hey, whoa, you gotta slow down, or we want to do this, or we don't want to do that, or this, we're trying to stay within our budget, so. Yeah, it was always paid at a rate, an hourly rate, you know what I mean, or based on an hourly rate, but how much service each town wanted was is really up to the town individually, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
And we built based on call volume.
Right. And what most towns have found, once we did this, is that, in fact, several towns have said, hey, we need more detail on what's going on here, because this is way more ACO stuff than we've ever experienced before. Which I think really is just, opened their eyes to the volume of ACO stuff that was going on in their town, that they didn't have any, that wasn't being responded to, or they just didn't have a good record of, for whatever reason. I don't mean that as a criticism, it just, you know, we keep pretty close tabs on it, so I think it's a better reflection for those towns that participate about what's really going on within their towns.
So the contract system is really working for the county and the town, in your opinion?
Begrudgingly, I have to say it was one of Commissioner Blodgett's stellar ideas, and he's had several. I was reluctant at
You're
first, as he
reluctant to say
recalls,
that.
but it is a challenge for us to manage.
Mhm.
Sometimes we border on, we have a full-time employee, and it works great as long as we have that full-time employee, but we still struggle. We have a part-timer right now. So very quickly, we've had a number of turnovers over the years, and it can be a challenge for us as well as the towns to find an ACO that's willing to do it. So that's probably our biggest challenge. But yeah, it's working well.
And from your prior comments, it sounds like you're getting the data to show the need in the various towns, and,
Yes.
yeah, and, okay.
Just think what it is when you're as a selectman trying to get someone.
Mm.
In the good old days, you just handed them a 45 and say, go for it.
Okay,
And
There's a
I'm
lot
not
of truth
kidding
to
when I
that.
say that.
okay, yeah.
Well, if we're all set for the town of Whitefield, all in favor?
Aye.
I
Aye, 3-0 in favor.
move to
Thank you.
approve the renewal for Booth Bay Harbor.
Second,
Again, just the same changes.
It's up to.
so who we do not have contracts with now out of the county? All towns, or?
No, we still don't have South Bristol. We still don't have Monhegan,
Okay.
and Booth Bay.
Move that.
Yeah.
And they all have their own animal control, or what are they doing now, dealing with stuff?
I think Booth Bay and South Bristol still have their own ACOs.
Okay,
And I'm not, probably the constable is doing probably most of the work on Monhegan.
We sent a draft contract to Mohegan over the summer to get so they understood the flavor, the
Right.
equipment. And explained to them that would probably have to be, because of some of the transportation
Right.
issues, there might be some additional costs if we were to take that
Right.
on. They thanked us and we haven't heard back.
Okay.
So we got
Yeah,
ghosted.
yeah. That one makes sense to me, but as long as all the towns on the mainland have the opportunity, and if they decided not to, engage a contract with the sheriff's department, then,
We've come a long way.
yeah, it sounds like we get a lot of
I
them.
think Booth Bay and South Bristol are both very happy with who they have right now.
Right,
At this
okay,
point,
yeah.
so
And that could change, and then
Yeah.
there's an opportunity.
In a breath.
Yeah.
always does.
Uh, So,
I move,
we'll
to
move
accept the contract for Noblesboro.
for Booth Bay Harbor.
Oh, I
Doing the
thought
toll
we
for
already
that.
did
We
that.
didn't
No,
vote.
we didn't.
We haven't done that yet.
All right,
I have a motion and a
I'm
second.
so excited to move along.
Moved,
And yes.
in Booth Bay Harbor,
and
second,
seconded,
Correct.
yes.
all in favor?
Aye.
I,
Aye, 3-0 in favor.
Now I'll move Nobleboro accepted.
I'll second.
Keep talking.
Call for a vote.
Aye. You know, we've asked a lot of questions along the way, and it's, what else are we gonna?
All in favor of Noblesboro?
Aye.
Aye, 3-0 in favor of that.
Move your adjusted contract acceptance.
Seconded.
Okay,
Just for
that's only
fun,
one.
we still have 10 more as we get.
Okay.
Four ACO contract, I mean, four shellfish contracts is coming in.
Well, there's a niche out there already. You wanna keep
I
going?
only have one for,
I think they're, they went stateful. Oh, you have two. Maybe.
may have that one later.
Yep.
Make sure I don't forget did we vote on that?
We need to call for a vote for Dresden.
What?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet, all in favor of Noblesboro,
No,
Dresden.
we already did. We're on Dresden now.
Dresden?
Yes.
I don't have the paper yet.
Okay, it's coming, I'm sure.
We moved and seconded Dresden.
Moved and seconded for
Yeah.
Dresden,
And I
all in
would-
favor?
Aye.
Aye, 3-0 in favor of that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The next item I have is a hiring authorization and, I thought I would challenge the commission this morning with a concept that I've never brought before a commission before. I'm excited to say we only have one vacancy right now in the patrol division in the sheriff's office, across the board as of today, right? And I have two wonderful applicants, right? Two young men, that I wanna bring before you. The first one is Zach Smith. The second one is Nicholas Greenleaf, right? So I'm wondering, there are a couple other things going on. We have a number of retirements. I've received a retirement letter from Sergeant Rollins, which you've already acknowledged. I've received telephone calls from other law enforcement agencies, so I know at least one of my deputies has applied elsewhere. And I expect vacancies coming right up. So what I'm proposing, or would like to at least chat with you about, is would you consider allowing me to make two conditional offers, even though I only have one vacancy? Obviously, one of the conditions would be that there has to be a position available. So I don't have to go through this, and I can hopefully keep both of these guys on the hook. They're still, neither one have any training, so we have a ways to go. We've got to get them into the the law enforcement, pre-service school. We still have to do polygraphs and backgrounds and, psychological exams, all those things that have to be done. There are a lot of things that could happen with either one of these applicants between now and then. I've just never asked you to give me tentative approval, to hire two when I only have one vacancy. Clearly, I'm not asking to hire two. What I'm saying is I'd like to make the conditional offer for two. If we only have one vacancy when the time comes, and that's what we'll do. Zach Smith would be my primary recommendation, and
Okay,
then
let's just take one at a time.
that's fine. I'm just telling you the story, Commissioner. So I want you to know the background and what the way my mind's going. It may be the wrong direction, and that's why I wanted to chat with you about it. I don't know how you feel about it. I don't feel strongly either way, other than I have a hook in both of these applicants right now, if you will, and I don't want to lose the hook. Knowing fully well that within the next few months, we're gonna have more vacancies. And it'll be a few months before we get the training done and things like that anyway, if we were to bring somebody on.
Are they both Lincoln County residents?
They both are. One just moved up from, one's a longtime Lincoln County resident, Nick Greenleaf from the Booth Bay region. And Zach Smith has been here in the county for, I can't remember how long, just came up from South Carolina. Nice young man, both young men, both with no significant law enforcement experience.
And they both applied for the open position. of
They did.
patrol.
They did.
And how difficult has it been for you to get applicants for your openings?
So we've had this opening. Well, what's that?
All year.
Oh, yeah, but
haven't been full
we
strength
we
in
haven't,
over 5 years.
been full strength in over 5 years, so we've had, at least 3 other applicants, this year. 3 or 4 other applicants this year. In fact, I've come here a couple of times and asked for a conditional offer to fill this position, and then, but things didn't pan out in the background. You know what I mean? So we weren't able to fill the position with previous applicants. So we've been sorting through applicants, trying to get, folks that'll be the right fit for us. Both of these young men are impressive, did a great job through the process. It's a plus that they're residents, of the county, and they're very moldable. You know what I mean? And we have I have a great situation, a good mix in my patrol division, especially right now with folks with, more than 10 years experience. You know what I mean? Along with some folks that with 3 or 4 years of experience, you know what I mean? And it's a good mix, a good time to mold the clay, if you will, with a couple of new employees. So
Are other sheriff's departments struggling to find?
I think every law
Okay.
enforcement agency in the state is struggling to find still.
Do you have a theory for the reason behind that, or?
Well, I think there are a number of issues. There's a lot of competition right now. I think law enforcement agencies are being more selective, which I think is a good thing, a positive thing. And I think that law enforcement today isn't sexy. It's not, law enforcement in the last 5 or 10 years is really fallen under a microscope, not necessarily all bad, but I think what's come with that is a stigma that there's not as much public support for law enforcement. And I think the other thing that we're seeing, which I've come to grips with, if I can get somebody and get them to stay for 5 years, I think I've won. Right? And the younger generation, seems to be more interested in their time, which is okay. They do a great job. Less interested in overtime and longevity, and they seem to be living in the here and now, which is fine. It's just a different mindset than perhaps my generation and the generation behind me. It's not a bad thing. In fact, in some ways, they're probably smarter than I was. If I could turn back the clock and spend a little more time with my kids when I was younger, when they were younger, and less time, working overtime, it's probably healthier for them and healthier for their home relationships. Just a different mindset, Commissioner. And we're seeing that not just in law enforcement. I think that's pretty much across the board. And there doesn't seem to be as much available in the job market as a whole for a long-term career. There are a few out there, firefighter, teachers, law enforcement maybe. I grew up in a small mill town where people would go to work at the mill, 2nd and 3rd generation, and you just don't see as much of that opportunity. Even in the corporate world, you see people moving around a lot. You know what I mean? So I think there are a lot of factors. That's all speculation on my part. Other than what few articles I've read on the topic. So, yeah.
So if we don't do a conditional hire, would you lose Mr. Greenleaf forever, or is there other opportunities? I know it's competitive probably among departments.
Well, I don't know about Waldeboro PD, with the exception of there are 3 other departments that are hiring here in Lincoln County right now.
They're all hiring.
I don't know where the Waldeboro is, 3 of the 4. I don't know about Waldeboro. I'm not sure. And like I said, the hook is really just just the offer if the position is available.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And remains available, you know what I mean? And we've got 2 or 3 months. It just allows me to invest a little bit of money in him. There's some risk. I might send him off to the academy, which will cost us $350. You know what I mean? There are some costs along the way that we may lose
Pre-hire.
pre-hire.
costs. Okay.
You know what I mean? The psych, the polygraph, we do those kind of things anyway, but, all would fall within my budget, but it's just, I've never asked you to allow me to give a conditional offer, for somebody, for a spot that we didn't have. In anticipation that we're gonna have a spot within the next few months. And if we don't, we don't. I'm not gonna come back and ask you to let me hire him anyway. That's not where I'm going. I just have the opportunity to keep the process moving. I haven't had a chance to talk to Carrie about this. So I'm catching her off guard as well, and I don't like to do that. But I knew that these two fellows are local and they're gonna be reading the newspaper this week, and we just got the information. I just met them both last week. So,
And you think that both would still hang in there knowing that if a spot doesn't open up, somebody else?
yeah, I think they both know that they're competing for right now officially for one slot. Cause that's, we've been very transparent about that.
Okay.
Yeah. And there may be a downside to what I'm suggesting. So I don't wanna expose the county. I'd just like to be able to keep going where we are for now, in anticipation that we're gonna have another vacancy.
That's all my questions.
I'll move to allow the conditional hiring authorization for both Zachary Smith and Nicholas Greenleaf, with the understanding that there will be once there's a position open, and pending they pass all background checks.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, 3-0 in favor.
Thank you very much, and I'll keep you up to date as soon as I know more, as the process goes along.
See. Nature of
Thank you.
applications.
Oh, and I do want to point out, I saw in the paper the arrest of sort of the nowadays scammer who preys on elderly people, and I'm glad to see that it's being out there in the public more so that it can educate many more people who I'm sure are being subject to that type of scam, and that they know that the sheriff's department is a resource to use to just verify if something's legit or not, so.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you. We've had a number of what I would call high level scams lately. This one in particular was almost $250,000. And it's scary stuff. And incidentally, my detectives and patrol guys did a great job. And we worked closely with the FBI. The FBI came up on 2 occasions. Worked closely because this is an interstate thing,
Mhm.
right? And it's nice to have their support when we need it,
Right. Does the FBI provide any training that helps you identify
Well, the
things
FBI,
here or?
yeah, well, the FBI, the Secret Service,
Mhm.
FBI LEDA, which is it's not really the FBI, but it's an offshoot of their training aspect of it, have provided, like the training that we use. It doesn't seem important until we have a case like this, that we use for getting cell phone data, right? Cause, you know what I mean? And computer data, that training was provided, wasn't necessarily geared specifically towards fraud as much as it was getting the data from those IT sources, right? Which is really crucial in cases like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Helps us pull that information together. That's how they follow the money.
Okay.
You know what I mean, among other things. So, they're really challenging cases. They're really discouraging for us because, that's I can't imagine being out $250,000 and then.
Yeah.
And then, whether the odds of making that right in the long term are very, very small. Which is unfortunate, you know what I mean?
Is
Cause
it rare that you can actually find people in the county? It's like oftentimes I don't
They're out of the,
understand it's internet or the phone or something like
Yeah,
that.
they're out of the country.
Yeah, a lot of
Money's
them-
gone.
yeah, that came up from out of state and then likely, the commissioner's right, it's likely that the funds ultimately end up out of country, in a country that's not very cooperative with ours. That's not always the case, but
Right.
that's often the case.
It
You know.
seems like it's even more dangerous when these scammers are so bold enough to show up in person. And it must create a more of a security risk or, for people as well, if.
The,
Oh,
the,
yeah.
the chief had done, I'll leave you with this, the chief had done some research earlier on, and he can speak to it better than I can, but with this latest theft, we gotta be getting close to $1 million that's been reported to us. And frauds so far, just in 2025 alone,
Just for Lincoln County.
just for Lincoln County, and that's the ones that have been reported.
Mhm.
That worries me about the ones that don't, because there is a stigma sometimes that comes with it. When people realize, I think I've been duped, you know what I mean, and it's embarrassing, and it's I get it, you know what I mean,
And
it's
it's hard
challenging.
for, family members to know what an elderly person is doing necessarily, and, you know, that. It questions their independence, and it's, yeah, it's tough.
We're working, our detectives are working a case with Waldeboro PD right now where the theft is in the $1 million range. And that's another case where someone physically went to a place over time. You know, someone's asking you to pay Bitcoins,
Mm,
asking you to pay with gold, asking you to pay with gift cards.
The courts
It's a
would never
scam. It's
do
a
that,
scam.
yeah.
I hope people hear it. It's a scam,
Mhm.
right? Please don't ask for gift cards to pay fines or to bail or Bitcoins or whatever. You know, don't hang up, don't pay, call the police
Right.
immediately, right?
Right, and you
Otherwise,
folks
we're
would
chasing-
never call somebody because there's a warrant saying you can buy us out.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean, yeah.
especially with Bitcoins and
Yeah,
gift cards. Right?
And like you said, the amazing thing to me is gold.
yeah, it's like,
Can you buy?
go down and buy some gold somewhere.
You can,
Yeah.
you can buy gold online, have it shipped to your house.
That's exactly what
That's
happened.
exactly what happened.
That's exactly what happened in this particular
Imagine
case.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow, well, thank you for working on that, and keep up the good work.
It's
Thanks.
not what our grandfathers did.
No, not hit it under the mattress, right?
Yeah,
You know?
right. Hooked up. Oh, no.
Finish strong.
I'll reach out.
Thank you.
For setting me up.
Now,
Alex is here from planning.
good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning,
morning.
commissioners. I'm Alex Zaparo from Lincoln County Regional Planning Commission. I'm the economic development person for the county. And I'm here today regarding a relatively new grant opportunity for Lincoln County for nonprofits and municipalities, the Northern Border Regional Commission, which is a state and federal partnership. So Northern Border Regional Commission's service area includes 60 counties in New Hampshire, New York, Vermont, and Maine. Lincoln County Regional Planning Commission has been given the opportunity to provide assistance with potential applicants to develop and submit applications, which is actually something that I've already been doing, as well as help manage grant reporting for successful grant proposals. This is a grant that Lincoln County entities are newly eligible as of 2025. Midcoast Council of Governments by default was playing this role for Lincoln County as they had been doing this work for other eligible counties, Knock and Waldo previously. Given our work in economic development in the county and our relationships with nonprofits and municipalities here, Midcoast Council of Governments is fully supportive of Lincoln County Regional Planning Commission assuming this role for Lincoln County. So I'm here asking for your formal approval to accept this role and accept the financial compensation associated with this work.
To the grants that come through the Northern Borders Regional Commission, are they of a certain type, or are they all over the place, or
There's
all economic or housing or?
It's
what?
all economic development, so it's bread and butter economic development. So indicators can be jobs and economic activity. There are four major kind of categories. Largely, they're sort of tangible items. Wastewater's a very popular one, water infrastructure, et cetera. But it runs the gamut from sort of planning and design to infrastructure like water and sewer, et cetera.
And would you say this role would be, would help Lincoln County, obtain more economic development grants?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah. So I was already playing this role, but in the formal role, I can be more active
More
and
active.
really, I think the key is, as always, knowing what's needed out there
Mhm.
and then being able to tap the resources. And this is another one of those resources, and it's a good strong one.
And you would individually be filling that role?
I would be playing that role, yes, yeah. With of course, partnership with Emily Raby, our executive director.
I'll move to approve the opting in of as the local development director for the Lincoln County for Northern Borders Regional Commission.
And I second that.
Moved and seconded.
Question? What's the funding amount?
Good question. So, the base right now is $15,000. That would be between January of 2026 and September 30th of 2026. They anticipate more funds for October to December, but they don't know how much right now. And then in terms of successful grants, it's $8,000 for any award more than $4,000 and 2% for all awards over $400,000
That's to assist with administration as the
for
Service
successful
provider.
projects, right? Yeah. So grant reporting, stuff like
And
that.
as that reporting is, you track all your time and involvement in each project.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Any other comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, 3-0 in favor. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Drive safely.
Now
Yeah,
bring in the money.
too.
Yeah. District attorney.
On the DA's behalf, I'm presenting a hiring recommendation.
Is she not available today or there a reason why? She's not
I
here?
don't have that information.
Okay.
Offered to present this and
Oh, okay.
it was accepted.
Right.
So we had an oral board where we interviewed applicants. Our district attorney and our paralegal were on the board along with me. And we unanimously recommended hiring Isabella Gotti as our victim witness advocate. I reached out to Commissioner Blodgett to get a verbal approval to move forward with that and received the permission. Thank you.
What town is Miss Gaddy from?
Woolwich.
And is this for the juvenile or the adult?
So we've changed the job description and you had a chance to vote on that a couple months back. It's been a while. It's now called the Victim Witness Advocate Coordinator. So we're not specifically focusing on juvenile cases only. This position would carry the brunt of that workload, but the other VWA could also assist in those cases. This position will be doing some of the administrative tasks that our former office supervisor was doing, but not having the supervisory role. So this position would be responsible for making sure timesheets were turned in every 2 weeks. Invoices would get coded and submitted to finance to get paid, things like that, which are the lower level admin tasks, but the supervisory position was eliminated and then those duties have been shifted to the deputy DA.
So we have a victim witness advocate coordinator and then just one advocate.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. And her start date would be October 8th.
And at what level is she experienced in this?
She doesn't have
Directly.
experience in a DA's office specifically, but she's got experience working with individuals that need advocate services. So she's had several years of that type of experience, and the skills that she has seem transferable to us. Our other VWA had a similar situation several years back when we hired her. She had experience advocating for children in a school setting. So it's not exactly the same in a court setting, but it's similar enough that we as a panel thought that it was a really good fit for us.
Remind me, added space, is it a social worker degree or something, or license required for this position?
No, there's no license
No
required.
license,
Mm-mm.
okay.
No,
Any other questions?
we don't have a motion yet.
I'll move to approve the hiring recommendation of Isabella Gaddy for the victim witness advocate coordinator.
Second,
Moved and seconded. Any other questions?
has the start date already been set?
December 8th.
December 8th, right,
December 8th.
coming right up.
Yep, next Monday.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, 3-0 in favor. The training.
The next item is a purchase authorization. Our newly promoted paralegal, Brianna Edwards, she was a legal secretary for us. She's interested in completing the paralegal certificate course. We don't require a person to have that for the position, but it's very beneficial for us to have somebody trained specifically in the paralegal field. And Southern Maine Community College has a program. It's a certificate course, and there's several different classes. She can complete some of this work online, and the total amount is $2,687. I am exploring funding from the Harold Elfon Center. They have funding through the community college system to provide scholarships for students, and it would provide up to half of the cost of this. So I'm asking permission for the total amount with the intent of aggressively going after this money to offset half of the cost for us.
Is the training specifically on paralegals for criminal law nature, or is it civil? Included in that? I mean, my
Honestly, I
assumption
think-
is it's probably broader than criminal or prosecution
I think it's more,
related.
I think it's broader. I'm not familiar with it enough to be able to answer that.
Yeah, and I'm presuming that it's supposed to help her do her job better.
I'll move to approve the purchase authorization for paralegal certificate training in the amount of $2,687. And hopefully we can find some funds to offset that a little bit.
Second, would she also receive credits towards any degree at the community college?
Don't know that answer.
Okay, yeah,
I can,
no, okay.
Good question.
If there are no other questions, all in favor?
Well,
You have some more?
Yes. Does Ms. Edwards already have a degree, a college or associate's or a bachelor's degree?
I would have to look
You
at
don't
her
know,
file. I
okay.
don't know off the
Right.
top of my head.
That's all from.
We're no longer, for professions, we've gotten rid of these as being professional positions,
Yes,
according to one segment of the population.
yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, 3-0 in favor.
Okay, the next item I have is to ask you to consider who you would like to have as your representative on the Maine County Commissioners Association Board and also on the risk pool for 2026. Currently, Commissioner Levesque serves in that role. I said current-
David is, yeah.
Would you like to continue serving in that role?
I would be willing to serve if you deem it appropriate.
I think that was wonderful.
Yeah, I didn't cause too much hate and discontent or any chaos.
If you did, we didn't hear about it.
Was that a motion?
I'll move to recommend David Levesque as the MCCA Board and Risk Pool Representative for Lincoln County.
The second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, 3-0 in favor. Unanimous.
Yeah. Well, if you object, you have to take over the role, so.
The abatement,
So we received a second tax abatement application in the town of Noblesboro, and this is from Joseph and Jacqueline Feller on Lily Drive, and I'd like permission to formally accept this. We've reviewed it for all of the documents that we need to move forward with the hearing.
This was their complete submission. The application.
What Wendy gave you? Yes.
Yeah, okay.
looked like a real estate,
I move to accept the abatement for Keller versus Town of Noblesboro.
The application, you mean,
Yes.
for abatement?
that would be for the January 6th also.
I just need you to formally accept it right now, and then we
I'm
can.
only accepting the abatement application for Keller versus Noblesboro.
Second,
Okay, it's moved and seconded. All in favor?
aye.
Aye.
3-0 in favor.
So we'll reach out to the applicants to determine whether or not they're available on the same date that we've selected for the first application, so we can do both of them on the same day.
That would be really nice.
Especially given that the same town, it makes a lot of sense and saves us time. by-
Yep. See,
Right, and it'll be more convenient for the town.
Yes.
Yeah.
I presume we would do that here, as opposed to the multi-purpose room.
I don't think we'd need to go down there. We
Okay,
would
yeah.
likely be able to do it down here.
Great. Then it'll just be part of the regular agenda if they all can do it on the 6th, right?
Correct.
Yeah, thank you.
That includes,
So Wendy reached out to the first party that we accepted at the last meeting, and that's Eugene McKeever. And we also reached out to the town. The town's not available until our January 6th meeting, and Mr. McKeever is also available that date. So
So-
we'd like to have that hearing at 11 a.m. on January 6th.
okay, so, good.
Is that,
Yeah.
Okay.
that works, yeah.
with
But
the understanding that if we're ready earlier than that, we'll move it up if all parties are ready.
if they're here,
we have to send a hearing notice.
Oh, I know.
So if they're here, we can. If we send a notice for 11 and they're not here, we have to wait till 11.
Got it.
but is that contingent upon the other ones doing it on the 6th as well, or? I mean, it'd be great to make sure if we could do it all on one day. But I get,
So
Cal-
you
reach out
will
to
need
Cal-
to set a hearing date and time for the second one also.
oh, okay,
So we would likely, if they're available, we would likely set that for 1 to give you plenty of time to get through the first one.
guessing if it's just the property owner and maybe a representative of the town, it shouldn't. Yeah, 1 o'clock. would
Or
make sense,
we
yeah.
could hold it at noon, but then you're
Yeah,
going through lunch.
absolutely,
Let's have a little break,
yeah. Okay,
okay?
So the item that I asked to have added was a purchase authorization for waste oil disposal. And this is
And
through the
I-
company called Safety Clean.
okay, I
They-
thought we were recycling the
they-
oil though.
They pick up the waste oil that has contaminants in it. So when we pick up waste oil from local facilities, sometimes there's antifreeze in it, sometimes there's water in it, sometimes there's other chemicals in that waste oil, which would not allow us to burn
Mhm.
in our waste oil furnaces. And we have enough waste oil from our own vehicles, the maintenance on it, to burn in our waste oil furnaces. So we don't really need this.
Right.
We pick it up as one of the products that we collect at our facilities, at our transfer station.
So when we pick it up, is it tested for the type of contamination?
We don't have the
Or how do we
capability
know,
to test it.
that it's well, I guess regardless, we have to figure out a way to get rid of it. so,
Correct.
All right,
Correct.
because we're using what we need to heat the place already.
Correct.
Okay.
So right now, all the transfer stations that do business with us, we pick up any waste oil and they offer it as a service for people to
Correct.
throw away there, dispose of.
So the total amount is $2,874.02. This is picked up by a company that has the capability to separate it and dispose of the different products in a acceptable manner.
I'll move to approve the purchase authorization for Safety Clean for oil disposal, 2,800, did you say 74?
7402.
2 cents.
Is it moved in? Is there a second? Is
Second, and just a question is that it's well within their budget to
Yes,
deal with this.
we do this annually.
we only do things in the budget, within the budget.
Just want to make sure that we acknowledge that once in a while. Hey, with a snowstorm, he's on, you know, he's quick-witted and ready to go. Okay, I'll call a vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, 3-0 in favor.
Thank you. Old business, public safety building project. We've got a meeting scheduled on Thursday of this week to review the parcels that are still available for us to consider and to get the process of putting a footprint in the landscape of those locations.
Do you have an
So-
actual time now?
I believe it's at 1.
Really?
I have to set up a Zoom.
Okay. Is it all by Zoom? Or is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
That's all I have.
no, is there any commissioners, executive session, I should say?
Do you have updates from MCCA and
The only update I would say is to just remind that MCCA is meeting in Lincoln County this month,
Next week?
next week on the 9th, there is at 2 o'clock is a tour of the jail if you wanted to participate in that. That should be riveting for the folks who come here to see a jail. Let's see what else on the you should have received a paper that gives you the schedule of the activities. But a particular note is at 5:30 is a reception and then dinner following that. And be great to have both of you representing the county at both of those.
I plan on being in attendance.
Perfect, thank you.
The Lincoln County Regional Planning Commission is having their full board meeting, which will be in person on December the 18th, I believe at 6 p.m. I'll be in attendance there. And we had a Coastal Counties Workforce Board meeting just at the end of December, and nothing breaking news happening there.
Anything new from the jail reporting?
Believe that there was an agreement that Knox has sent back to Two Bridges. Two Bridges sent in a draft agreement back and forth, and don't believe it's been taken up by the full jail authority.
no, we were waiting for it to come back from legal.
Okay, it's under review then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and the jail authority, I believe. Meets next week. We have a meeting next week.
News to me.
Maybe it's January. I could,
Hopefully it's not on the 10th when MCCA is there. Could
be awkward.
Could be, yes.
I may have my months mixed up. It might be January.
Yeah, okay, all right. And then is it final that Waldo will not be after the December 31st, will be using the facility at all?
Waldo has already sent a letter notifying us that they're moving their inmates to Somerset County Jail
Somerset.
at the end of our contract with them.
Okay,
And I know that Two Bridges has already started the process of hiring more corrections officers so that they can
Hmm.
fully reopen all of the pods that have been closed.
great,
We had, I think there were some that actually started yesterday.
all right. Are they former Knox employees or?
I believe they are.
Okay.
Next
Great.
meeting is scheduled for January 14th
Thank you.
at 4 p.m.
You're just in a hurry, so you wanted it next week.
No, I add so many extra ones, I can't keep them
Yes.
straight.
okay.
But the January one is when we do nominations. And can I just mention that at the RPC meeting, the full board meeting in December, they're going to be starting the strategic plan update. So we'll be looking at their current strategic plan in hopes to have a 2026 refresh and reprioritization. I've been asked to be part of that for the broadband conversation. And I do have one item for executive session for discussion of legal for 1 MRSA 4056E.
To enter executive session per 1 MRSA 4056E for discussion of legal.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
3-0.